Hello and welcome to Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. This is season 5, episode 17. I am Alex.
I'm Eric and genuinely shocked that it has been 17. That is 4 and 1 week months, Alex, because we
Yep.
we put these we put these things out every month, every week.
Every
And
week we're spitting them like hot mixtapes. Also, fun fact, Eric, the last couple I've been in one ear
I was in the other.
and you're in the other one. How cool is that? It's pretty high
I
tech.
mean it's
Have that technology.
it I guess it's neat. Does anyone actually notice? Probably not.
Not everyone just listens to it on mono on an old iPhone they don't use anymore while they're jogging. That's how people enjoy this
That's
podcast.
how this podcast should be and it listened to, enjoyed, if you will.
That is not true at all, Eric. This podcast deserves, nay, demands that it is consumed with a cheap glass of preferably red wine, but we'd understand if you indulged our sponsors as soon as it comes out, hot off the presses at 9 to 11 o'clock in the morning.
At some point during the day, you should have that wine glass ready, sitting in your home IMAX theater, because that is the only way you can truly enjoy what this podcast has to offer.
That's also untrue because this podcast is actually formatted not for IMAX, but to a much higher standard Walkman mono.
Ooh.
Just the one broken Walkman. The left headset has to be, the left earmuff has to be broken. The right one needs to still be playing, and that is the proper format to listen to Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast.
Well, Alex, I beg to differ. So I would say that the real best way to listen to it is on some crappy headphones that you bought from your, local terrible store. And by terrible store, I mean one of those nice cheap places, maybe like a dollar store.
Down at the bodega.
You're at the bodega and you see these used headphones, all right? Coated in earwax. I'm talking they probably started off as pink or something, but now they're a nice slimy yellow color.
These aren't for sale, they're just on the floor, right?
No, they're for sale, but it's not a normal sale. It's more like a trade. Like you're doing deals with the gypsies, all right? So you're gonna trade something of equal or lesser value, because why would you trade greater value for these?
Preferably the rest of your boxed wine.
So you're gonna hand them your Boda, and you're gonna get these earphones, and you find out one works fine, but if you jiggle and find the perfect spot for that headphone jack, you can get in the other ear, and that's what I find works best for the Just Do It podcast.
That is 100% accurate. As long as by corner bodega store you mean stolen from your brother, then that is how I listen to most of these podcasts. All right, Eric, let's get into our main topic because this podcast. I mean, where else are we going? We gotta get that sizzling. Now that everyone knows the proper format for listening to this podcast, we need to show them what they came here for.
Alex, this is the main topic, and this is something very dear, near, and some might say a little fear of close to my heart. I don't know where I was going with that one, but we're talking about figure skating spins this week, my friend.
Ooh, there are at least 3 of them. That's for sure. You got the axles.
Oh, there's axles, all right.
You got the. I'm gonna go Immelman.
The who?
So it's a fighter pilot. It's a airplane maneuver where you do a half turn and revert in order to reverse,
Okay, sounds about
pulling
right.
positive G's, which I think you can do on the ice. And then you have the alley-oop. That's the third one.
Okay. Well,
Alley-oop is traditionally a ripstick maneuver, but figure skates learned how to do it. It's worth loads of points.
Well, Alex, I will say there are 3 basic spin positions. We're talking the upright. That's when you're upright and you start
Yeah.
spinning. You got the sit spin where you're sitting down and
Ooh.
guess what? You're spinning. And then the rare and elusive, only performed by the most of, you know, nomadic people living in the desert, the camel spin.
The camel spin.
Also called the parallel spin.
Oh, because you're so parallel.
You're so parallel, and you also have massive humps that store a lot of water for you to cross the desert with.
And energy to maintain the spin. Now, which of these spins is worth the most puntas?
Oh, well, it's actually the fourth spin type, the flying spin, which is a combination of a jump and a spin. So that's why you take this beautiful camel that you find in the desert
Right.
and just torture it with terrible medical practices until it's a flying camel.
And that's the most points?
I mean it's a lot of points.
All you got to do is strap some wings on a cigarette, and you have the most number of points in figure skating ever. Dang, Eric, that is revolutionary.
Well, that's just how Joe does it. He's pretty good. Joe the camel, he knows how to spin all right. I mean, I heard that once he gets like 20 cigarettes all in his mouth, he says he just keeps getting the spins. So
Oh, I was told they had to spin the cancer out of his lungs.
oh, that sounds about
Yeah,
right.
yeah, exactly. Well, Eric, I think that
Alex, what's your favorite? What's your favorite
oh, we're gonna keep
well,
going.
like
Okay.
don't you have a special move when you figure skate?
Oh yeah, of course. My special move, Eric, is it's so famous actually that it's named after me. It's called the AJ maneuver.
Oh, I've never heard of the AJ maneuver.
Yeah, in the AJ maneuver, what you do is you come into it reversed, obviously, with a lot of speed.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
build up a lot of speed going backwards. And then you jump into the air.
Oh yeah.
You do 3.5 twists
Sounds about right.
and you land. So now you're facing forward again. And then you do a handspring right off the ice. That's the AJ maneuver.
That's
It's
beautiful.
actually illegal
I mean, I would outlaw that.
because cartwheels are apparently not kosher in figure skating.
Well, that's better than the old Ricky slide is what
Oh,
that's
that's
my
your
move.
oh, dude! I was in a competition and someone bested me with the Ricky slide. I didn't know how to compete. What do you do to the Ricky slide?
I'm surprised that they weren't kicked out because the Ricky slide is also extremely dangerous and very illegal in the world of figure skating. That's when you show up, you start your routine like normal. Someone from the crowd throws you two more skates that are perfectly molded to your hands, and you just start skating around on all fours. And you also sort of how do I put this in good figure skating terms? You let go of your bladder control and you
Oh my
slide
goodness!
across the ice, creating a nice groove with the warm um
You are not allowed. You get points deducted for all of the things you leave on the ice.
However, you do that and you create this sort of luge track right down the middle, and with all four of your skates on, you go as fast as you can, then just body slide right down that groove, almost like a luge track,
Uh huh.
and that's the Ricky slide.
Man, that's an amazing maneuver. Although Eric, I think our listeners do have to understand the maneuver that's worth like the best figure skating move that you can possibly do, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, everyone already knows exactly what it looks like, so it needs no introduction nor description, right? And that's the Dewey roll.
Oh my gosh! Don't even get
I don't
me.
think one has ever been done in competition, but they're working on it. They're trying to just throw that fat Dewey, and as soon as they do that, I mean, then I think we're just done with figure skating.
Well, I think if someone was able to do a Dewey roll on the ice, it would revolutionize the game forever, and there would be no
Right.
point because no one could do it. No, it just wouldn't be the same. And yeah, no, you're right. If anyone did that, it'd be over for the world of figure skating.
And of course, everyone already knows what a Dewey roll is. I mean, you saw Eric do that one time, and
I do so many Dewey rolls.
right. I mean, just go watch Eric on the ski mountain. He's doing them constantly, and everyone's already seen a Dewey roll before. Like it was so last winter, really.
Oh, dude, but remember what the first, like, do you remember where you were when someone Dewey rolled for the first time?
Oh yeah, I was staring down the gullet, okay, of this gnarly run. You got an ice flow to the right of me, you got a tree to the left of me, and I just felt it in my bones. I felt that Dewey roll.
Oh my God, Dewey rolls.
It was the Dewey
Whew.
roll heard around the world, you know.
That's true. That's true. I believe that's actually the equivalent of the snap from that Thanos man did in Avengers 2 Electric
hmm
Boogaloo.
hmm
Um
Oh, I love that one too. All right,
yeah,
Eric,
so
we gotta get move on to the news. It's hot and fresh and steamy, and this week also short and sweet and to the point. You ready?
that's good. Okay.
In local Vermont news, abandoned gas pumps, lake houses. Turns out they all look pretty good with that steaming hot full foliage. Get out
Mm.
there, do some leaf peeping. All of Vermont, super pretty. And this just in, more news from across the river. The Kinkamankus Highway, also kind of pretty, but more
Oh.
rainy than pretty. So
Oh
don't
no.
go to that side of the Connecticut River. That'd be a terrible idea, especially because with all the rain,
Uh-huh.
you might get washed down to the worst of all, Connecticut. So
Oh, ooh, ew,
yeah,
ew. That's pretty
hmm
gross.
that's been the news. That's your fall foliage guide.
Well, Alex, I have one more quick news segment that's coming right fresh from the presses. If you have seen anyone doing the Ricky slide at your local ice rinks, please report them to officials immediately. That's right. The rare and elusive Ricky slide move is now being banned in 48 states, save Oklahoma and Kentucky. Why Kentucky and Oklahoma? We don't know. But the Ricky slide is dangerous, disgusting, and most importantly, immoral, and goes against our core American values.
As a matter of fact, you may also, this just in, make a citizen's arrest on anyone attempting to practice the Ricky slide in 43 of those 48 states.
That's right. President Biden just signed a law saying the Anti-Ricky Slide Act of 2021. If you see anyone Ricky sliding, you are fully allowed to use whatever form of punishment you deem necessary to end that man or woman or self-identifying person of their terrible act.
That's right. In his address, President Biden stated that, quote, we have lived in a state for too long that allows unconscionable acts such as the Ricky slide, still got it, baby, to continue to plague this brave nation. And so, with the Anti Ricky Slide Act of 2021, we are going to put an end to this menace.
He did say that anyone who has Ricky slid in the past will be grandfathered in, and their crimes are forgotten from the eyes of the government and the eyes of the public because, and I quote, as he put it, "Oh, back in my day, we used to Ricky slide all over. Me out on the frozen pond, over in the rinks, those fresh Delaware rinks. Oh man, they never knew what hit them with our Ricky slides. Me and John and always and old Steven would go out and we Ricky slid till our moms knocked on the dinner bells and made us come home." So he at least is being a little kind for that.
Yeah, that's good because, I mean, you wouldn't. Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing that everyone's getting a fresh start, unlike after a Ricky slide. Eric, let's get to those big questions from the internet, the ones that the listeners really want us to answer, which is why they keep asking them. Did you find any this week?
I didn't I only have a question now to all those thick and twisted individuals Ricky sliding out there. I will come for you and I will get you. Not on my curling sheets and not in my hockey stadiums. If you think about Ricky sliding, I will come down and send you right off to jail.
All right, Eric. On a less abhorrent note, Michael Frank asks, "Homegrown Hops, is it true that there's a crowd-funded support for a mission to the moon?"
Well, I sure hope there is. I mean, I know we support a homegrown hop mission to the moon.
Exactly. The way that you can crowdfund Homegrown Hops being sent to the moon is by getting this podcast more views, because 100% of the ad revenue of this podcast goes to putting Homegrown Hops on the moon right next to Buzz and Neil Armstrong's poop bags.
That is true. We actually, the good people over at Homegrown Hops have found a way to actually try and grow hops on the moon using Buzz
Astronaut fertilizer.
Aldrin and Neil Armstrong's fecal matter.
That's right.
And believe it or not, they also intend to go up there and along with the hops, they intend to bring roughly 20 pounds of fecal matter from Buzz Aldrin, who has so carelessly allowed his pipes to be reconstructed, so all of his excrement would be harvested by the people over at Homegrown Hops for this mission.
Yeah, it actually turns out that if you want fertilizer that's out of this world, you have to get it from the source. And the perfect diet in order to make space fertilizer is high in Reuben sandwiches, which is something that Buzz Aldrin is very passionate about eating.
He might be the world's largest Reuben demander, I guess.
Yeah, the man loves. He's a Reuben connoisseur. And so it's that sort of high corned beef diet that you need to grow homegrown hops in. Yep, that's true. And this podcast, again, 100% of all of the proceeds from all of the views we get go straight to that effort.
That's right. If you really feel the need to express your support, leave a comment with your donation amount. I mean, I know one guy who wrote $200 in the comments, and that comment still gets me through those hard times.
That's right, exactly. Again, please don't send us any money. We wouldn't know what to do with it. We just wouldn't know what to do with it. So, we got another question, Eric. This one here is, oh no.
Alex, what is it?
All right, here it goes. It says, "It's your boy Gorbius here. I'm so angry, I'm going to burn down some random town. How can I manage my anger better to avoid Galatian-based destruction in the future? Any advice would be appreciated, ya homie Gorbs."
Well, Mr. Gorbs, long time no see. I remember the last time you rampaged through, I believe it was Galatia, and you were going crazy, burning everything down. Obviously drinking a little too much that night, but I think you just gotta take a chill pill, man. I heard that they've been selling them. Homegrown Hops has got a brand new supply of. Oh, those aren't chill pills. Oh, those are little poop bags. Okay, never mind. They don't have chill pills. Let's see. Well, Gorbius,
I mean, it's chill for plants.
I don't want you to do anything too rash. So make sure you use a lot of moisturizer. It's getting cold. Really, I'd hate to see your skin get scaly and peely. So make sure you moisturize up. It's getting a little cooler. And yeah, just don't do anything rash. It's better just to be soft and supple.
All right, Gorbius, I'm going to be straight with you. You got to, first of all, have that smooth skin because you can't be rash. Second of all, as my brother so kindly pointed out, you need to take that anger out in constructive ways and not destructive ways. Which is why I recommend you try to kill the sea. Okay, get out some whips, go get like, I don't know, 100 men, rally an army or something, and just go whip the sea. Like, just whip Poseidon, because that'll teach him who's boss, and then he won't make any more storms, and that'll be constructive. So I recommend, in order to deal with your anger, which is very real and important to you, you need to take that anger and direct it away from burning Galatian towns and into torturing the seas around Galatia because they deserve it.
I mean, yeah, think about it. Really, what is the sea made out of? It's rocks. And the only way to beat rock is paper. So, if the paper covers rock, I want you to go out there with all the construction paper you can find and just start smacking that sea. Teach them who's boss. And I think that'll get your anger out. That'll show Poseidon who's the real god of the sea, and it's a constructive way to deal with that. And while you're out there, make sure to wear some nice SPF sunscreen. I'd say probably 20 to 30 is good. I don't want you getting a burn to irritate that rash you have. So, yeah, just make sure you're well protected and take that construction paper and just get it going.
And again, watch out for the sun. It is a deadly laser, and it hurts you by sending scissors down. So you got to protect your paper.
That is facts.
Yep. All right,
Alice,
Eric. I think it's time to thank our sponsors for this podcast this week.
well, I would have to thank none other than Big Rose for starting us off this bright and early morning. I believe this will probably get posted around 11. So, yeah, bright and early.
This podcast would not be possible without fall foliage, pretty and lovely and bright in Vermont, cold and rainy and sad in New Hampshire.
This podcast is also brought to you by the the international the International Skating Union, the ISU, figure skating's governing body that delineates the rules and regulations and the scoring points for each type and variety of spin.
Thank you for setting the Ricky slide to negative 10,000 points. We appreciate it.
Also, immediate jail time.
Oh, well, the president did that. This podcast is also brought to you in collaboration with Astronaut Fertilizer. Astronaut Fertilizer X Homegrown Hops, bringing you a collaboration that is out of this world.
We couldn't have done it without Homegrown Hops themselves. Don't be confused with their new side project. They're still down here supplying us with all the homegrown hopping needs. We got homegrown hop beers, homegrown hop plants, just homegrown hops right here at home.
This podcast is brought to you by Uncle Joe. Hey, don't do any more of that Ricky slide. I know we did a bunch before, but you know what I'm saying. All right, be cool. Man, those are some nice looking aviators.
Oh, that Ricky slide.
Oh, man.
We also couldn't have done it without Gorbius's olive oil. It's extra virgin, and maybe that's why he's so mad.
Oh, God. All right. Thank you. You have been listening to Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers episode 17, season 5. Just Do It, Dewey Brothers podcast. We appreciate it. Stay tuned. We're gonna try and figure out how to get some sort of poll in there. We're almost this season's basically over. There's no space on the title slide, and for the love of God, man,
Just send it.
whew. Well, that was a podcast.
That was pretty funny.
We'll see what happens in the edit.
Oh no, I guess it was only like a minute or two.
Not too long.